Hello, I'm Tory Z Starbuck. I'm going to tell you a little bit about these instruments and then sample some of them. This one is called the Japanese 13-string koto. There was a Chinese instrument called the zeng. It had 5 strings. It was introduced to Japan, and this was influenced by a few Korean and Vietnamese and Mongolian instruments as well. But this is the 13-string koto. It's shaped sort of like a dragon, so they call this the head, and this the tail. I have a pickup on it so it can be amplified and it goes through effects. But I'm going to first play it, let you hear what it sounds like, just kind of acoustically. So all your plucking is on this side of these bridges. These are the bridges that you have to put in to tune the instrument, and also you can do vibrato and raising the pitch. Usually you play them with these plectrums.
Okay.
That's one reason I don't wear them. I'm just not used to them. So I'm going to add the electronics a little bit to this, and when I add them, what I'm going to do is create a loop. So this is basically taking kind of a delay loop, and you'll hear what I just previously played as a delay. And then I'll pick up this instrument, which is, this is a violin and a viola in the same instrument. It's electric, so it's got all the notes, E, A, D, G, and C, and I'll accompany the koto with it. I'm going to run the koto through this, delay, instruments are playing themselves, I can go up and get a sandwich if I want. This instrument is called a saz. It's a Turkish lute. It's used in Lebanese music, Arabic, Turkish, so on. It's made from a gourd. Soul side. This is the sound hole when you're playing it acoustically, if you can see it. I have a pickup on it so I can play it amplified again. So this is kind of what this sounds like. That's the saz. So I like to incorporate these instruments, these Asian folk instruments, with electronics and then some of the Western rock instruments as well, and with African percussion like doumbek, tablas, djembe. So this was invented and created by Dr. Mabuse. Michael Murphy is his name, but Dr. Mabuse is what people know him as. This is called, this type of instrument is called an electronium. It has no strings, no keyboard, but it's electronic, and it's sort of on, kind of like works on a random idea. So even though there's like knobs on it, it's always a little bit different each time you play it. This to me makes music more interesting when you combine this sort of science fiction elements to these other instruments. This is another electronium that Dr. Mabuse built. This is called the Viaggio because it is built out of an Italian chocolate box. And then he put electronics in it and turned it into an instrument that's part theremin, which is that. And it can also do radio. And it's got synthesizer in it. So, the theremin, of course, was invented by Leon Theremin's wife and Leon Theremin together. Basically, it works like a larynx, like when you're singing. The closer you get to this is the volume. The closer you get to this is the pitch. So back here, low notes. So it's that is the Viaggio.